This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Riddle from The Peg, and we are so close to the 112th Grey Cup. As in just 2 days, the Riders and Alouettes will battle for CFL supremacy. And we were absolutely loaded in today's show. We got Davis Sanchez, Luke Wilson, and to start things off, batting leadoff, our boys Luca Celebre and Thomas Pokranic. All right, boys, it has finally arrived, the day that we make predictions. So I'm going to need to hear from both of you. Thomas, I heard you doing some affiliate hits today. Feels like you didn't know what you wanted to pick, actually. You went back and forth on a couple different ones.
Literally. I was doing a little bit of fence sitting, I will admit that. Sometimes could have been playing to a home crowd, who knows. My final pick, though, I am going to go with the upset, the Montreal Alouettes. 2 years ago, I was in Hamilton. 2 years ago, I watched the Montreal Alouettes shock the world and defeat the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice where I'm going to doubt this team. They just have so much character. They're battle-tested. They just have this energy of nothing is going to get in their way to stop them from winning this Grey Cup. And I think this Davis Alexander story has been, I'm not going to say an overreaction, but it's been something that we've needed to talk about all week long. Come kickoff time, I think he's going to be okay, and I think they're going to win this game.
Luca.
I'm going Sasky. I think I've been on it all week. We're wearing the green. We're matching. They just have the experience. I believe in that defense. I love Corey Mace as a head coach. And this is not to take anything away from Montreal because, I love them as a team as well. There are so many amazing stories and players and coaches on that squad. But I just think that it's Trevor Harris's time. He said it's our time. It's not Nathan Rourke's time. It's not Davis Alexander's time. It's his time to finally win one as a starter.
Okay, so then MVP predictions, you're going Trevor Harris.
Yeah, I'll go Trevor Harris. I think if they're going to win, he's going to have a good game and just take it to this Montreal defense.
I think it's going to be hard for Davis Alexander not to win just because he's undefeated. He has a storyline, overcoming the injury. But I'm going to give you a non-quarterback pick. Let's go Tyson Philpott. This is a guy who caught a game-winning touchdown in the Grey Cup in Hamilton 2 years ago. Who's to say he doesn't do it again? Tyson Philpott, my most outstanding player in the Grey Cup.
Love the predictions, boys. Thank you so much. Also, this is not the last time you're going to see us together. We're going to be on the field on Sunday on TikTok Live. We're going to be so excited to see you guys live, so close to all the action. Cannot wait. Tune in there. Tune into the Grey Cup on TSN, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. We'll see you there. Because my producer hates me, I'm out of the fancy suite and back in the cold. But I'm also prepping for what it will be like on Sunday. And honestly, I'm from Saskatchewan, so I know about dealing with cold. And speaking of Saskatchewan, last night at the award ceremony, I had a chance to catch up with one of my favorites, TSN's own Luke Wilson. And we talked all things Saskatchewan football. We're joined now by the one and only Luke Wilson because we got to talk the game on Sunday, friend. Now, I saw on your podcast that you gave a lot of love to Sasky. Now you know I'm from Saskatoon.
I love Saskatoon. I've only been once, but it was an absolute joy.
Okay, so now I feel like you should be leaning towards Saskatchewan on this matchup.
I am right now. Full transparency, we're 2 days out when we're filming this. I need to buzz a little more film to really put my stamp on that.
Okay.
But right now, my early lean would be Saskatchewan. They're a tough team. I think Coach Mason did a good job of both sides of the ball. They're very, very physical.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be the edge, but I do expect it to be very tight. I think it'll be a very good game.
Do you think there's going to be one player who will be the difference maker in this matchup?
Yeah, and I'm going to go with an offensive lineman. We're at the award show right now. He might win Offensive Lineman of the Year. I don't know. But a Hardrick for the Riders. If he can start moving bodies and get A.J. Ouellette really getting onto the second level and they can control the game on the ground, which I would guess that is going to be part of the game plan, that'll really swing it. When A.J. Ouellette gets in that secondary and he's rumbling, this is when I think they're at their best, and I think it really starts with Hardrick at the tackle position.
You can actually watch Luke Wilson's podcast on TSN's YouTube right now. You can hit the link here. If not, we'll see Luke on the sidelines on Sunday. Thanks so much for doing this.
Can't wait. Thanks for having me.
You know how hard it is to do an interview at an award ceremony, okay? That was pretty good. Also, once again, shout out Saskatoon. And just a reminder, you can watch the 112th Grey Cup Sunday on TSN, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. And don't forget to catch us on TSN's TikTok because they'll be live there as well. You gotta dual screen that, baby. Now joined by our guy Davis Sanchez to chat even more about the 112th Grey Cup. Chezzy, great to see ya.
As you can see, Marissa, I'm still in my hotel. That'll tell you how much fun we're having out here in Winnipeg. But that being said, I'm still dialed in. I've been studying in my hotel this morning.
Okay, Chase, the matchup we've been talking about all week is Davis Alexander and his unbeaten record as a starter against this unreal Riders defense. So who do you give the edge to on Sunday?
I look at this matchup and Davis Alexander has not lost. That's the first thing we have to start with, and understanding how good he's been. But the advantage to me in saying that goes to the Riders' defense, and it's really the depth of this defense and the depth of their front four. They're as deep as anybody in the league, and when you have the home crowd advantage, which they're not at home, but they're in the prairies, and there's a whole lot of green and white out here right now. It's gonna be 90-10 Riders fans, maybe 80-20 at worst. So I think that with the crowd noise, with the depth of that line, the fact that there's a hobbled Davis Alexander, quarterback, won't quite have the elusiveness that he usually has. The advantage in that aspect of the game goes to the Riders defense.
Okay, we need a prediction. Who's winning the game? Who's MVP and why?
You can't ask me who's going to win the game. Marissa, you know the rules to television? You know what a tease is? The game kicks off Sunday. How do you think that our producers of the big game are going to feel if I give you my pick right now, my game pick, that we're going to drum roll with Kate Burness and JD and the rest of the crew that's handling this game? I can't give it to you now. But I will say this. From an MVP standpoint and most outstanding player, most valuable player of the Grey Cup, if you look at the odds right now, Davis Alexander is plus 220 to be the MVP. I don't see any path in which the Montreal Alouettes win this game and Davis isn't the MVP. So that's one play, or the angle I like, is Davis to win the MVP at plus 220. Sask could win the Grey Cup, and there could be a number. It could be AJ, because the running game. It could be one of the receivers. Obviously, it could be Trevor Harris. So there's a bunch of guys that could win the MVP if Sask wins. But if Montreal wins, it's going to be Davis Alexander to win MVP. My best bet is definitely, look at the receptions. There's a receptions prop on FanDuel right now for Tyson Philpott, 5.5 receptions. He has more than 5.5 receptions. The game before last, he had 11 targets. They feed him a ton of balls. He also went to my high school, so I got a little love for him. Anyway, that's it, Marissa. I'm sorry I disappointed you not giving you the play, but we'll circle back. Check in TSN all day Saturday, all day Sunday for Grey Cup coverage.
Wow, we got absolutely big timed. Thanks for joining us, Chezzy. And you can watch the 112th Grey Cup Sunday on TSN, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. You got to dual screen it, because I can be live on TikTok as well. Time now for the CFL preview, powered by FanDuel. And all show you've heard from the experts. And now it's time to dive deep into the betting numbers you need before wagering on the 112th Grey Cup. And let's look at the spread, which is held steady at Riders minus 3.5. And they're minus 184 on the money line with a total of 48.5. I mean, look at my green sweater. You know where my money's going. Now let's bring in those juicy MVP odds. And to me, they look truly wide open. Obviously, the two quarterbacks are the favorites, but I really like the value of those two Alouette receivers at the bottom there, in Tyler Snead and Tyson Philpott. And yeah, we call that an emotional hedge. And now it's finally time for me to chime in on my area of expertise, the anthem length, with a total set at 90.5 seconds or a minute and a half. Now, a simple Google search tells us that "Oh Canada" should take about a minute and 14 seconds to sing. But other people must have Googled that too, because this line opens at 94.5 seconds. So it's been bet down. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how I could hit the over, honestly. And finally, there's Gatorade color, with yellow leading the way at 2-1, followed by orange at plus 210. But if you want a really long shot, bet green in there at plus 750. I think green is still a wild bet. I don't know if I'd hit it. Even for the Riders, because they got yellow, I would go yellow. And finally, the coin toss, which is minus 110 on both sides. I always go tails. I always go tails because it never fails. Just a reminder, you can watch the 112th Grey Cup this Sunday on TSN at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. And let me just remind you one more time, you gotta be on TikTok too, because we will get closer than you've ever been before to these guys as they're on the field while you watch on your screens. History set to be made Saturday afternoon as the NSL set to crown its first champion. AFC Toronto is looking to cap off their incredible season. And on the other side, the Vancouver Rise were almost eliminated by Ottawa in the semis. But a Hollywood goal in the 85th minute saved the season.
Lee, 5 goals on the season. Gets by Chu. Lee, the cross in! And it's in the back of the net. We're tied up! We're tied up at 3 goals apiece in aggregate.
Vancouver went on to win in penalties, and if the Rise hope to win a title Saturday, they're going to have to find a way to score. AFC Toronto has scored more than any team in the NSL this year, while Vancouver's 36 goals against were 10 more than any other playoff team. The Rise also in a big game from Latifa Abdu. The Canadian national team member transferred from Montreal to Vancouver this season, scoring 11 goals between the two clubs. That starts her for third on the league's goal list, with Toronto's Esther Okoronkwo, who had the first half hat trick that propelled Toronto past Montreal into the final. Not to mention the signature celebration afterward.
To give the Shield winners, AFC Toronto, the advantage. This is Hunter in towards the penalty here, and it is finished off. Esther Okoronkwo continues her wonderful season, and now it's 3-0 AFC Toronto on aggregate, and they basically have 1 foot in the NSL Final.
And we're on the topic of celebrations. We would be remiss not to show you this one as well.
Certainly see AFC Toronto into the NSL Final.
We gotta love soccer in the snow. Now, if you want to watch history being made, make sure to tune into TSN Saturday, 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific, as we find out who will go down as the first ever NSL champion. That's it for today. This is the last you'll see from me until you see me on TikTok Live Sunday at the 112th Grey Cup. We'll see you then.